Should you buy a PS5? The PS5 has been out of stock constantly for the entire year, but is the PS5 really that good? Is there even games on the console right now that are worth playing that you can't play on PS4? Should you really be in a mad rush to buy one of these consoles that cost $500 or £450? There are a lot of cons, but there are a lot of positives to buying a PS5 right now, so let's get into it. Let me know if you do enjoy this by liking or leaving a comment, you beautiful people. I want to know your thoughts. Are you happy with your PS5 purchase? Do you really want a PS5 right now? Leave your comments down below, get a conversation going. Thank you. ExpressVPN protects your online data from companies that would love to sell it to the highest bidder, and more importantly gets you access to all those Netflix shows you can't get in your country. So if you wanted to watch Rick and Morty but you live in the US, don't worry about it. Quickly change where you live with ExpressVPN with 2 clicks. It's literally 2 clicks. You get 3 months for free with any purchase of a 12-month subscription with ExpressVPN. It's a limited time deal. I really think it's worth it. So not only does it protect your data, but it makes those services like Netflix even more valuable for the same price. If that sounds great but you're skeptical, don't worry. I understand there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you choose to use it but feel like you don't need it after all, you can cancel within 30 days. Use my link down below to get 3 months off. So, the mysterious out-of-stock PS5. I have one, and well, it did live up to my expectations when it comes to performance, especially with that new SSD, but there is a lack of games for the console. Even with Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok coming in 2022, unless there are more delays, those games are still coming to the PlayStation 4 and Pro, so you are not exactly missing out on a bunch of games, other than Demon's Souls and Ratchet & Clank. Both games I haven't played yet, because I've been so busy with older games for you guys. Now, I know someone out there is thinking, well, more exclusives are coming, right? And yeah, you're right, most of the true exclusives won't be coming until 2023, and by then hopefully more PS5s will be available, and maybe they'll even go on sale, so you'll be saving a decent amount of cash while getting the same product, but that's up to you guys if you guys want to wait. So let's get into this. Let's talk about the console itself. It is a beast. 4K, ray tracing, and optional 60 FPS modes are undeniably attractive. Super fast loading times, gorgeous graphics, and it's backwards compatible with PS4 games. The storage leaves a lot to be desired right now. I have about 6 games installed, all of them PS4 apart from Ratchet & Clank, and I'm starting to run out of storage. And since I got the console in October, it really doesn't sound great at all. And from the sounds of it, Sony's crack and compression for file sizes seems to be inconsistent. If you don't know what that is, I understand if you don't, it's basically this new way of reducing file sizes of games. So Guardians of the Galaxy is a good example. I think it dropped from like 70 gigabytes to like 30 on PS5, which is ridiculous. That's insane, but it seems to be really inconsistently used. So for example, we've got Horizon Forbidden West coming out very soon, and it's going to be a whopping 90 gigabytes. 90 gigabytes of a 670 gigabyte SSD is a lot of space for one game, so I do hope in the future that the crack and compression is actually used, because it did wonders for Guardians of the Galaxy, and to me, if Sony exclusives don't use it, it just seems like Sony is trying to force everyone to buy those expensive ass SSDs, and I won't be doing that. So how do games play on the new hardware? As I mentioned, I haven't had much time to play games like Ratchet & Clank, but I've had the time to replay Miles Morales, Spider-Man PS4, Ghost of Tsushima, etc. And honestly, there are no negatives to it. It is a much better experience because you do have 4K options or 60 FPS options, as well as ray tracing, although I'm a bit worried about the lack of 4K 60 FPS, because that will become the standard in a few years with PC gaming. But then again, look what Sony did with the PS4. The fact games like Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us 2 even run on those consoles is just astounding, and really shows how impressive Sony's first-party studios really are when it comes to optimizing for the console. Load times are not a joke. I've never seen games load as quick as they do here. I'm so used to closing a game and booting another one up on PS4 or PC, going to make a good old cup of tea because I'm British if you couldn't tell, and coming back and it's still loading, but the PS5 is just a game changer, man. It takes literally seconds to load some of these games. Will that be consistent over the generation? I think so, although some games probably will be a bit slower than others if they aren't designed with SSDs in mind, but that would just be extremely rare now. SSDs are the future. It's just a shame because of how expensive they still are. The DualSense controller is just a flawless improvement on previous controllers. It feels better in every way, looks cooler in my opinion, and like everyone's been saying, the new rumble feature I think is very, very cool. It's pretty insane. It's one of those things you can't describe, but it is something else. Even on Ghost of Tsushima, when you're riding your horse, you can feel the change in terrain, and while your honeymoon period with the controller is the best moments you have with it, at least in my experience, it's still incredible, and Xbox should really consider following in Sony's footsteps when it comes to controllers. Obviously don't steal, but borrow. It's the same thing, I know, it's technicalities, I get it. So, do you really need the PS5 right now? Like, right this minute. I don't think so. Now, I know that sounds really snobby because I have one, but I mean it. I would have probably waited for a sale if I realized how little the console has in terms of games, or at least exclusive games, and now some of them are coming to PC, so that £500 that I spent could have gone to some upgrades on PC, because why would I buy a PS5 when the exclusives are eventually going to come to PC? Obviously, I'd probably have to get one for you guys to review the games, but if I was a normal person, I would probably just upgrade my PC if I'm into PC gaming. But if you're a console guy, I get it, you just get the PS5. But the point is, if Sony exclusives are going to come to PC, I would much rather wait unless I'm reviewing them. So it's a tough one, but I don't regret my purchase, you know. It's nice to have, but it will be gathering dust for a while, which sucks. But it is what it is. Let's not kid ourselves, guys. It is a luxury product, and you guys will save a lot of money when it goes on sale, probably late 2022, and most of the console exclusives won't be releasing till probably late 2023, judging by the delays of God of War Ragnarok. So just don't bum yourselves out about it. If you have a PS4, other than the terrible fan it has, you will basically be getting the same experience. But here's the thing, and this is the big, and I know someone's commenting right now complaining about my opinion, but listen. If you care, and I really mean this, if you care about performance of your consoles and getting the best experience possible, fine. You should get a PS5 as soon as you can, because it is the best console to experience many games now, but don't forget, you're going to be paying an additional £10 or $10 for the same game, and that's just outrageous. Companies are saying it's more expensive to develop for next-gen consoles, and I do not care.
We do not care.
We paid for the console. Get mad at Sony and Microsoft. You should not be charging more for the same products, especially with how games are monetized these days. So all in all, it's a positive experience and a great console so far, but it's not essential. I would heavily recommend waiting for a sale and get it for a bargain, especially with how expensive games are now, as well as the current lack of games on the console. If you care about performance, sure, buy the console, but if you do care, just remember there is a high likelihood you're eventually going to get into PC gaming anyway. So all I can say on that is good luck, my friend. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave your comments down below. Have you got a PS5? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you hate me now because I have a console and I'm moaning about it? I'm not moaning about it, guys. I'm simply pointing out that there are flaws with buying the console right now. It's not necessarily a good idea, but it's also not a bad idea. It's one of them. Thanks for watching, guys. Do appreciate it. See you in the next video.